Hello, dynamic stars. How are you? Woo. How are you on this blessed new moon day, the day of Hekate? We who are devotees to Hekate use this day to honor her, and for the next 3 days. You've heard me talk about it, Noumenia. Today, well, technically for some, last night, you sweep out the house, you take that dirt, you put it with whatever food that you're offering to Hekate, and drink or dessert or all of the above. You take it to a crossroads, you put that dirt with the food, the dirt from your house, and you turn your back and you go inside the house. Do not come back out again, because what you're doing is you're asking Hekate to take the things that no longer serve from the previous month, and you're leaving it with her for you to be cleansed and go into the next 30 days with a new beginning. So for those who follow Hekate, each new moon, each dark moon is a new beginning. It's like a new year, because you're doing this cleansing ritual of your entire home and feeding Hekate. And then if you don't do it last night, you can do it tonight. The new moon came in at 5:28 a.m. Eastern time today. So for many people, they're like, well, technically the new moon is today. So however you want to do it, the day before, which traditionalists do, who follow the traditional Greek way, they do it the night before. For many, they do it the night of, which would be tonight, Tuesday night. And then you're going to do the family feast, where you invite people over or video conference them in tomorrow for a meal that you share, you laugh, you talk. And on the third day, you do a feast to your ancestors of the family. So this way, you are doing a complete 3-day ritual to Hekate each and every month, so that you are bringing her into your life, you're bringing her into your day-to-day, you're bringing her into your consciousness. So I say all of that to say what? I'm going to do a reading for the month for the collective from Hekate. I'm not going to do a pick a card. This is just going to be a reading for the collective about what Hekate wants to say to us. So without further ado, let us say a prayer to Hekate. I usually like to do 3. Hail Hekate, hail Hekate. May I ever be passionate. May I be kind to myself and others. May I act with integrity. Guardian, light my way. Guide, show me how. Gatekeeper, open the way to a magical life. Hail Hekate, hail Hekate, hail Hekate. And this prayer is from Cindy, who has a fabulous book, Keeping Her Keys. I'll put the link below so that you can check out her blog, her book, and all of the beautiful work, the teachings that she has about Hekate. When I doubt, show me my strength. When I am wrong, show me the right path. Light the crossroads before me, that I may see my way. Queen of transitions, guardian of doorways, Hekate, bless my journey through dark and dawn, day and dusk. Help me to bring balance. Help me to bring to balance the forces within myself, light and dark, above and below. As a coin cannot have only one side, I am not whole, one without the other. And here's another Cindy prayer. Mighty Hekate, Queen of the Witches, my journey is a blessed one. Each key you give me unlocks great power. Grateful I am for all of your keys. The key of acceptance for that which I cannot change. The key of courage to overcome adversity. The key of compassion for myself and others. The key of pain through which I discovered my own strength. The key of suffering in which I found healing. The key of peace that brings me contentment. The key of wisdom so I may live a life of truth. Hail Hekate, hail Hekate, hail Hekate. So mote it be. For all of you who are joining in today, I ask that our great mother Hekate, guardian of the way, guardian of boundaries, guardian of doorways, guardian of transitions, that she bless us with clarity, with foresight, and give us the patience to see and understand the things that are happening in our world today and what we individually are to do to take the next right step. Hail Hekate. So I don't do my traditional other cards with Hekate. I do rune cards. So we're going to do number 4. Let's see how it feels. Feels like we're doing what we need to know. Where we are, what we need to know, where we are, collectively, as a group, as a people, as devotees of Hecate. What is coming this month, what we need to know, where we are, what is coming this upcoming month, the next 30 days. All right. So I am new still learning the runes. What we need to know. Where we are now. What is upcoming in this month. And the beautiful thing is, this one is in reverse. Where we are now is in reverse. Typical, right? Okay, so that is the rune Fehu. Where we are now is rune 9, which is Hagalaz in reverse. What is upcoming is rune 4, which is the rune Ansuz. So the rune Fehu is actually really, really positive. It is a rune of movable wealth, prosperity, all the things that help us our resources. Movable in the sense because you see it's cattle. So back in the day, cattle roamed all around the place. So what roams all around the place for us today? Our credit, our digitized money. Everything is electronic for us. So at this point in time, especially given everything that is happening with COVID-19, we are being asked to look to those things. It is in its upright position. So we collectively will be okay. Hekate is saying we're going to be fine. It looks pretty shaky now, but that is for us as individuals to be much more cognizant of what we do with our monies. Because we're in a time where things are not quite clear, pay attention. Be as wise as you can. Make better choices. I'm not saying that you weren't making good choices. Make choices that will put you in a better position, or strategize so that you can be in a better position, even better than where you are now. Strengthen and shore up what you're doing. It also speaks of good fortune, assisting the community, making sure that those around you are okay. That could be your immediate family, maybe slightly extended family, or those around you in your community. Whatever feels right to you, this is about assisting and sharing so that that wealth can be shared among those that are most important to you, your kin groups. That is more what this is speaking of. So if there's an organization that is near and dear to your heart and you feel like you want to share with them, assist them, this is what this card is telling you. This is saying help them, share with them, create additional resources and plans with them, strategize with them. Because as we go past this situation, the alliances formed during this time may be of such value to you that you will never ever believe that such an unfortunate circumstance could have yielded something so beautiful. So this is what Fehu is telling us. This is what you need to know. We're going to be okay. The money out in the world may be shaky because we had to take a pause. We had to stop. We had to flatten the curve so that COVID doesn't spread so far, so fast, to allow the resources of those, at least in the United States, that's where I'm filming from, are able to utilize as gently and lightly as possible our medical facilities and resources. So on a grander scale, Hekate is saying that's not a bad plan. It doesn't feel good. No, it doesn't feel good to stay home. But you know what? We're paying attention to the resources. We're trying to strategize. And that is what's happening in the greater. So as above, so below. As the government is doing, so should we in our own personal lives. Okay, where we are right now. Hagalaz, but in reverse. That is number 9. What's fascinating about Hagalaz is there is no reverse. There is no reverse position. And you know why? It's because Hagalaz translates to hail and points to the fact that we cannot always control our circumstances, even with all of the technology we possess. Nature can step in at any moment with destructive forces that flatten cities and even countries. I mean, you saw me pull these cards. You saw that there was no checking ahead of time. And Hekate is speaking exactly about what is happening right now. Hail Hekate. It's beautiful, beautiful, on point message. This is a time of chaos, and we cannot control it. It can be sweeping disaster, illness, or unexpected problems. Clearly, it's illness in this case. And it's a frustrating time, but collectively, globally, Hekate is saying this is a time for course correction, for reasons beyond our understanding at this point in time. Yes, sometimes we can't know why and what's going on, but this is what this card is. This card is that. It is the primordial tree. It is a temporary interruption, and it is unexpected and, of course, life-altering. This is a significant change, and it's rocky, but then it ultimately leads to positive transformations that will make us better. It will be beneficial. And it's going to shift things materially, emotionally, and or spiritually. It's creating new and breaking down the old. And as I said, there's no reversed meaning. It's just fabulously funny that it came out in reverse, just so that we pay attention, that we hear the message. And a final meaning to this is protection, quick transformation, and success in navigating difficult situations. So if we tie in the two cards already on the table, we already know that financially we are going to be okay. We're going to pull out of this thing. This is actually helping us to kind of pull in our belts a little bit, because, come on, here in this country, in America, I mean, all over the world, but especially here in this country, United States, we love to spend. We love to spend and go shopping, and we love it. I love it. It's what we do. We're part of what we're being told is we can't do that as much anymore. And if we do, we need to plan it. We need to strategize it. We need to have stores just in case, like they did in times past when their lives were way more dependent upon nature and natural cycles, when things were unpredictable. Not saying we're going back to those times, but we need to go back to the mentality of shoring up and saving for a rainy day. Remember our parents used to do that? Our grandparents, those baby boomers, right? Everything was, you make $1, you put away $1. Not so sure we're doing that anymore. The savings rate in this country is abysmal, and we have to get out of that. This is bringing our attention to the things that we do collectively, and us as individuals can help the collective by doing the smart thing, the next right thing in our personal lives. Because if we do what we're supposed to do, then it trickles up, just like that crap trickles down. Because if we start doing it collectively in our individual lives, we're going to start electing people who are doing things correctly in our own personal lives. And those people who are not following that, who are doing something different, we're going to vote them out. Because we're now going to replace those who are of a different mindset with the correct mindset. That's what part of this is. We are realizing the management needs to come from us. And the us is individuals, just like you and me. Because how else can you get to be an elected official if you're not a person, if you don't live your life, if you don't see and have a greater vision for the larger whole? But it comes from your own beautiful morality and focusing on the things that are good, your good budgeting, your good strategy, your good organization, your good ideas for helping the whole. That's from the individual. And if that person now goes to ever greater heights, guess what? When they finally decide they want to run for an office, they're bringing all of that with them. So part of this is maybe we need to collectively look at, should I be trying to assist on a larger scale? All right, let's go to our final card. Rune number 4. This is also interpreted as Odin. We know Odin, don't we? You remember him from Thor, right? Thor's father. This is a rune of communication, wisdom, divine power, messages from the higher planes. This card is asking you to begin looking at and paying attention to the messages you are receiving. I mean, I'm not sitting down telling you to meditate, to go within and really delve deep into your spirit. Great if you can do that, or if you feel like doing that. This card is saying, even in quiet moments, when you're washing the dishes, when you're organizing your spice rack in alphabetical order, when you're setting up anything in your home that you have been neglecting, and now you have the time because you're home and a thought comes to you. Pay attention to that thought. Don't just fluff it off. Sit down and write some of these things down, because in the moment we'll remember, and we'll say we'll remember. Next week we may not remember. And that thought may be so potent that it can change your life. Just that quiet impulse thought. This is what Ansuz is talking to us about. To being tapped in to the greater, to that which is outside of ourselves, above ourselves, the better part of ourselves, however you want to look at it. It could also be talking about new information, advice, and messages and communication coming from outside of yourself. This reading, for example, that you're watching right now, it is generally a very good omen when you get this card. And it refers to knowledge, reason, and wisdom. Odin is the god of wind and spirit, and it hints at the potential for prophecies, revelations, or other messages from your allies in the other world. So at this time, because I guess collectively we are all so quiet, that we can tap into our spiritual family, not just Hekate, not just the Greek goddesses and gods, but our spiritual family, our ancestors, the people that passed on, your uncles, your aunts, cousins, in fact, great-grandparents. They are still there looking out for you. And guess what? They know about this stuff. They know about the unexpected nature of life. Their wisdom is so wonderful. Maybe some of the tips and tricks that they learned, they can share with you that you won't hear their voice sometimes. You just might get the sense to do something a different way. A way that seems so obvious, but bam, it just clicks for you all of a sudden. It's like maybe you're watching a program and boom, there it is. It's like, but that's so simple. How come I didn't think of it? Because that's not where your focus is. It's not where your focus is. I mean, I was watching a program the other day, and this woman was just talking about how she paid down her mortgage, or she's in the process of paying down her mortgage in 10 years. And how is she doing that? She's not a big rich millionaire. She, runs her own business. The business didn't go so well. It went under. She had to go on state, I guess, benefits. And from that, she learned frugality. And she began making a game, herself and her kids, out of how much could they save, how little could they spend, right? So if she didn't get a cup of coffee outside, she would take the money that she saved and literally send it to a creditor. $5. $5. That whole idea was just like amazing to me. It's like, what? Wait, huh? Send a $5 payment? Doesn't it cost more? No, it doesn't. But just that shift, that small shift, nothing big, nothing major. And that accumulates over time. And she said, just making an extra $200 or $300 payment in addition to her main payment every month towards her mortgage literally takes 6 to 7 years off of her repayment time. And we don't think of it in small chunks. We think of it as, oh, I've got to get $200 or $300 and put it. No, this woman is taking it $5 at a time, $10 here, $3 there, whatever extras come in. The level of importance of what we are being shown right now is, it's not the big actions. It's the smaller things that we do. That is the greater message for us all. We are all thinking, oh my God, we're home. This is awful. The world is ending. No, it's not. It is absolutely not. This reading here tells us it's not. What this reading is telling us is, go back to basics. Go back to the things that, maybe a different generation, focused on and maybe hyper-focused on. Yeah, they were a little crazy. Yeah, they were. But guess what? They had reason to be. They had life situations back to back, repeated shock, as the I Ching would say. The 51st hexagram, that's what the baby boomers had. They had wars, they had famines, they had all kinds of things happen to them. I mean, stock market crash, come on. They had a lot of things. The Great Depression, maybe I'm going a little far back, but you get what I'm saying. The people earlier in the 1900s, they had it hard. We have it pretty damn easy. So now we get a situation like COVID-19 and we're like, oh my God! No, the world is not ending. It seems like it because we've never gone through something like this collectively. And that's why Hekate is bringing us back to, let's start with getting our own personal ducks in a row. This is a corrective measure happening from on high to help us with as yet an unseen thing that's going to make us better. And if we pay attention to those impulses that we are getting from outside, from inside, just the messages we're getting, it's going to help us. This is the message from Hekate. And I hope this has found some sort of, resonance with you. Please tell me what you think. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And as always, this is Azurite 22 coming to you and trying to help us all bring our insight, our intuition to the fore. Many thanks. Namaste. And hail Hekate to all. And may you have a wonderful, wonderful Noumenia. Bye-bye.